All our viewers, and welcome to a new edition of Arab Affairs, where we bring you all the latest news and events happening all around the Arab region. My name is Angie Meher, and I'm joining you for today's edition of the show. And as usual, we kick off straight away with a look at some of the news making the headlines from all over the Arab world, and we'll be right back to continue. Do stay tuned.
Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry participated on Monday in Abu Dhabi Sustainability Week Summit. Shoukry addressed the summit reviewing the outcomes of COP27 conference that was hosted by Egypt in Sharm el-Sheikh last November. In his speech, Shoukry said that there should be more mechanisms to boost development banks to fund climate action. The foreign minister retweeted that the outcomes of COP27 included enhancing, lifting the burdens of climate change. He also noted that COP27 was successful in facing the impacts of climate change. Shoukry added that the COP27 was the first conference that put necessary funding to face climate change damage and loss. Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry held phone talks with Israeli counterpart Eli Cohen. During the phone call, Shoukry asserted the importance of reviving the peace process as the only means to establish a Palestinian state and to achieve stability and comprehensive peace for the whole region. The minister stressed Egypt's historical role and responsibility in supporting peace efforts to solve the conflict. Shoukry added that the solution needs to stop unilateral decisions and preserve the historical and legal situation in Jerusalem. Meanwhile, the top diplomat congratulated Cohen on taking office in the new Israeli government. Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas warned of the severity of the Israeli unilateral measures, urging the U.S. administration to exert pressure on Israel to hold its policies and measures. This came during the Palestinian president's meetings with UN National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan in Ramallah. Abbas informed the American official on the crimes committed by the new Israeli occupation government, which aimed to pull down the two-state solution. Abbas also urged the U.S. administration to fulfill its earlier announced obligations to keep the two-state solution, hold settlements, keep the legal and historic status quo of Jerusalem, in addition to reopening the American consulate in Jerusalem and to reopen the Liberation Organization's office in Washington. Saudi Arabia announced that it will not normalize ties with Israel in the absence of two-state solution with the Palestinians. The comments by Saudi Foreign Minister Prince Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud on the sidelines of the World Economic Forum in Davos came as Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu discussed normalization with Saudi Arabia in talks with White House National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan on Thursday. More than 90 countries have expressed deep concern at Israel's punitive measures against the Palestinian people, leadership and civil society following a UN request for the opinion of the International Court of Justice on the Israeli occupation of Palestinian territories. In a statement, the signatories called for a reversal of the Israeli measures, saying regardless of their position on the General Assembly's resolution, they reject the punitive measures. The statement was signed by representatives of Arab nations and the 57-member Organization of Islamic Cooperation and 37 other countries, 27 of them from Europe, including Germany, France and Italy, as well as Japan, South Korea, Brazil, Mexico and South Africa. Lebanon's divided parliament failed to elect a new president today for the 11th time. Lebanon has continuously failed to agree on a new head of state since the country's president Michel Aoun's six-year term ended on October 30th. All but 18 of the parliament's 128 legislators showed up today, with most 71 lawmakers voting earlier for parliamentarian Michel Mouawad on casting blank ballots. The worsening political paralysis has left the country without a president and only a caretaker government, stalling a host of economic reforms.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And that was a wrap-up of some of the news making the headlines in the Arab region. And we will now take a very short break and we'll be right back to begin today's episode. We'll be discussing the latest attendance of President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi at the Abu Dhabi Consultative Summit that was recently held with the participation of many leaders as well as members of the Gulf Cooperation Council. We'll be back. Stay tuned.
The news live at the site of the event.